Hi, everybody. So today's Saturday. That means it's time for family movie night. And today we are finishing up the classic musical month for this year. And we are talking about the 1968 Best Picture winner. We're talking about Oliver. And, it's so interesting because I think I might have seen this a long time ago, but I haven't seen it for a long time. But I have seen the stage that was done multiple times. And that's always so much fun to get to see. And I've really enjoyed. I think I've seen it 3 times, Oliver, in recent years, and I always enjoy getting a chance to see it. I kind of came at this as more of a theater critic than even a film critic, from my perspective. But I feel like this movie gets a lot of shade thrown at it. That you always hear, oh, it's one of the weaker big Best Picture winners. That, oh, it's not very good, and a lot of that is because I think that people resent the fact that it won over 2001: A Space Odyssey, which wasn't even nominated for Best Picture, but it's a very seminal film, and it's just so hard because the two movies are completely different. They couldn't be more different, and so it comes down to just sort of genre tastes. And do you like a musical, classic musical with pretty good songs and a classic story, Oliver Twist, or do you want a sci-fi that's kind of abstract and a little bit different and beautifully made, incredible visuals, incredible music, incredible. So much good things about 2001: A Space Odyssey. I've reviewed that here on this channel for Family Movie Night. But it's just like they're just completely different movies. So that's where the Oscar thing can get kind of messy. But I would certainly say that 2001: A Space Odyssey is much more influential in the history of film than Oliver. It's much more memorable and different and unique, and whereas this is more similar to many other films, and so maybe doesn't stand out the same way. But I have time watching this. Like I thought, oh, this is going to be kind of mediocre. It's not going to be that great. It's going to be boring because it is a long movie. It's 2 hours and 33 minutes, so it's a pretty long sit. But I wasn't really that bored. The story is a classic tale, and so much keeps happening to poor Oliver. And there's so many like new characters that come into play, and so many things going on that I really wasn't bored. And the songs are very good. I like the songs so much.
Anything for you, yeah. Anything for you, mean everything to me.
Is based on Lionel Bart's 1960 stage musical, which is the one that I had seen. And of course, that's based on the Charles Dickens novel. So the musical was completely Lionel Bart's creation, music, lyrics, and book, which is kind of unusual. It looks like they cut out 3 songs from the stage musical. My name, I shall scream, and that's your funeral, were the 3 songs cut out. I don't know if there were any songs added to this musical that weren't in the stage. I don't see anything here listed, but this cleaned up at the Oscars. It won Best Picture, John Wolfe, Best Director, Carol Reed, which does seem kind of crazy that Stanley Kubrick wouldn't have won that. For 2001: A Space Odyssey, he was nominated. It was a very strong category that year. Franco Zeffirelli, Romeo and Juliet. You had Anthony Harvey, The Lion in Winter, and I don't know this other one, Gillo Pontecorvo, for the Battle of Algiers. I don't know that movie, but it does seem kind of nuts that Kubrick didn't win director for. I mean, that 2001: A Space Odyssey is just like a way harder and way more stunningly directed film than Oliver. So it did win Best Art Direction, which does seem kind of crazy because 2001: A Space Odyssey was such a beautiful looking film as far as the sets and the just everything feels so immersive, and it all feels like it could have been made today. But it, obviously it was made in 1968. It just all feels so stunning when you watch it. So that's kind of crazy. It won Best Score of a Musical Picture, Original or Adaptation, because I don't know when they changed it, but for a long time they had them separated. There was a score for adaptation and a score for original, but here they have them combined into one. And now it's just score. And now it's just original. There's no adaptation score award. So one for that, and one for best sound, which also seems a little insane that 2001 wouldn't have won that. The sound is so incredible in that movie. They literally like invented new sounds, especially for that last part, the like transformation part, with the baby and everything. That like that is crazy sound. So that's sort of nuts. And then it also won an honorary Academy Award. So it ended up with 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. And I get it. I get it. Like that does seem a little crazy, but that doesn't mean the movie is bad. Like just because another movie should have probably won doesn't mean the movie that won is necessarily bad. It's the same thing that you have with like Shakespeare in Love or The King's Speech, or these movies that a lot of people think, oh, the wrong film, Green Book, whatever it might be. That doesn't mean that the one that won is bad, even if you think, oh, another movie, Birdman, I can't stand. But a lot of people enjoy those films just because another movie you like better or was different. I think that it's an interesting thing. There haven't been that many musicals that have won Best Picture. Of course, My Fair Lady and some of the old school ones, but there wasn't another one that won from Oliver all the way until Chicago, which is sort of nuts that happened. But yeah, I think that this is a really good telling of the Oliver story. I like Mark Lester, the little kid, as Oliver. He's really cute. He's really good in the singing. I think Ron Moody as Fagin is very creepy. It kind of looks like Ben Kingsley. I don't know. I think Ben Kingsley was Fagin in the more recent version of Oliver Twist. Maybe that's why I go there. But yeah, he's good. I think that Oliver Reed as Bill Sikes is like appropriately just creepy and gross. I mean, that's the hardest part about this musical, is to have Nancy sing As Long as He Needs Me, which is such a beautiful song, but she sings it about this horrible man, which is just really, really, it just makes you feel awful.
As long as he needs me.
Shani Wallace plays Nancy. I think she's really good. The whole cast, the choreography, I really enjoyed throughout. I mean, it has some really wonderful songs. The Consider Yourself is super fun. Food Wars Food, I'd Do Anything. That You've Got to Pick a Pocket or Two. Where is Love? All of that really fun. Love all those songs.
Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the family. I've taken to you so strong.
In this movie looks big and has a scale that you didn't see in a movie like Brigadoon, for instance, or some of the other ones we've covered on this season of Classic Musical Month. They didn't have that big epic scale that this does. They all were just so well photographed and so well done that it makes it enjoyable to watch. And they also don't have that long of space in between the songs, so that helps with the pacing, I think, to make it feel like it's clipping along quite nicely. And I was thoroughly charmed by it when I watched it. I think I was expecting it to be sort of more average and mediocre, but I really did enjoy watching it. And so I would recommend checking out Oliver. I think it is a good movie just because it won over 2001: A Space Odyssey, won the Oscars that year. Doesn't mean that it's a bad film. Let me know what you think about this movie. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section or on Twitter. And make sure to check out my playlist with all my Classic Musical Month reviews. I would really appreciate that. And if you could give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. I'm really trying to get to 5K subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could help me with that goal, I would really, really appreciate it. I think you'll enjoy the content. And we'll also have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything that I'm doing, and you get to be part of monthly watch-alongs and Q&As with talent and guests, and that's super fun. I also have the merch store where you can get fun shirts like I Love Musical shirts. So if you like Oliver, you should get one of those shirts. It's super fun. And there's just lots of cool, fun designs that I would love for you to take a look at the merch store. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.